I thought I'd do a video on what I carry back in the wilderness for my medical supplies. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I overdo it. Most people that hike the Appalachian Trail will carry basically something as small as that, and they don't carry very much whatsoever. And since I took it apart, I even see a couple other things I need to add to this yet. My medical kit is also my repair kit, and it's basically my toolbox for keeping me alive and getting me out on what happens, and also for Luna, my German Shepherd. Now, I'm not big on band-aids. I do carry, a couple band-aids. They've been in there forever. Most of the time you just wipe it off and go. But everything has a specific purpose, and a lot of it's multi-use. The biggest thing I concentrate on, like I said in my last video, was your feet are your wheels. And I concentrate on my feet extensively. Now, what I use is, this is referred to as legal tape. I mean, this has been through the mill and back. It's extremely tough and very, very sticky. Now, I'll cut that off, and I'll use that as when you're walking with a pack on, as soon as your feet start to hurt, you don't keep walking. You don't ignore it. You don't push through it. I don't care if you're into the hike 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour. As soon as you feel something hot or doesn't feel comfortable, you immediately take your pack off, you sit down, you pull your boots off or your shoes, and you locate on your foot where this is happening. You will see a little red spot or whatever on your feet. This is when the legal tape is pulled off and put on that red spot. And whatever is rubbing on that will now rub on the legal tape, and it will not form a blister. The blister is the death sentence. But let's just say you decide to push through and you don't care and you kind of do like Cheap Charlie did. There's a couple different things you can do. One, you're going to have to wash the area very good. Okay, so carry some soap. Then you're going to have to disinfect the area. Now you can do that with alcohol. I carry, some alcohol wipes, and so you disinfect your area. Then you have to cut the blister itself, and I carry some sterile blades is what I carry. I carry 2 of those. Now at the same time, I could use my Swiss Army knife to slice open the blister. Now you don't want to slice it open like some big cut. If you have a pin, you could poke a hole in it. And I carry 2 bobby pins with some legal tape here, and I would heat up the end of actually there's 3 there. I would heat up the end of the bobby pin and then poke the blister is what I would do. This allows you to drain what's inside your blister. Now, we need to take care of that blister, because when you poke it, you literally start the healing process, is what you do. So you can run special stuff strictly for blisters that you put on there. Iodine's a good thing. I use Neosporin is what I use. And you try to coat that around it, and all you're doing is trying to prevent infection. It's not going to speed up healing. It's not for that. It's to prevent that blister from getting infected. You can even use Vaseline if you want, but that's all you're doing is preventing infection. You can use a triple antibiotic. I have some of that here. And then you maintain and watch your foot where you've done that. Now you could put some gauze, but that'll probably stick to it. Might be a pain in the butt to get it off. That's why I would use the legal tape, and just to protect the blister itself. Like once you poke the blister and drain it, and then put some Neosporin on it, the legal tape will press up against it and keep it from rubbing and keep it from hurting, so it'll allow you to continue to get yourself out of that situation. Now, they make all these really cool little packages for stuff, which allows you to be light and to maintain what you're doing. Now, you got to think about what are the most common things that are going to happen to you and then take care of those things. Like, for example, I have this thing here, which is a tick kit, and it comes with tweezers. I can lift the tick up. I mean, I can get into tight areas. I mean, you'll see a lot of people carry a tick key. I tried those. I didn't really like them. And it really didn't get into places where I had to take ticks off my German Shepherd. This thing works a lot better for me to remove a tick even off my dog. Now, because I take my German Shepherd with me all the time, I have to carry stuff for her. Now, I could use Neosporin on her. There's different things that people use you can use on your dog. For example, this stuff here is 3-in-1 ointment, and this is particularly for a dog. This stuff's amazing. I mean, anytime I put this stuff on any of my dogs, they heal so quickly with this stuff. I've even thought about putting it on myself to try it, but I haven't tested that yet. This stuff here in this bag, that's for her quick. You know, when a dog's nail gets chipped and it starts bleeding out, a dog can get in trouble. It can keep bleeding if you don't stop the bleeding. And this is quick stop, so if she starts bleeding out, we're going across some rocks. She chips her nail. I notice there's blood. Immediately I stop. I pull this out of my first aid kit that sits on the back of my pack, dead center. And I dip her nail in this, and that'll immediately stop the bleeding. So that works awesome. I have an empty syringe here. This is 5 mil. This allows me to suck up water, squirt it on the wound, clean the wound. That comes in handy for that. I carry extra cheap gloves, just something so I can work. Benadryl. I carry a lot of this stuff. This is, again, in case my dog gets bit by a snake. We have a lot of poisonous snakes in Tennessee. If she gets bit by a snake, my only recourse of action is to prevent her throat from swelling up. And if your dog ever does get bit by a rattlesnake or some poisonous snake, and you do take her into the vet for anti-venom, that's not cheap either. I mean, you'll be in the $500 plus easy, very quickly. Where Benadryl, you know, if you notice she got bit, you could start feeding her Benadryl and check your weight so you know how many to give her. And this way you can prevent her throat from swelling up and prevent her from suffocating. And that's basically the most you can do. Now, dogs don't react to snake bites as much as people do. People actually have a harder time with it than dogs do. They actually heal pretty quick, which is pretty amazing. I always carry a lighter just about everywhere. I mean, I probably got 4 or 5 of those on me on a constant basis. Like, for example, you never know if you want to take, you know, these bobby pins. And obviously I need a new lighter. Wow. Yeah, I need a new lighter. That's garbage. Good thing I checked this out. Now, other things I carry is anti-diarrhea, aspirin, ibuprofen. I carry aqua tabs for filtering water. That's a quick sling to put around my arm if I want to hold my arm up out of the way. Of course, an Israel bandage, a big one in case I need it. It weighs almost nothing. And I carry a set of extra boot laces for my boot. Now, sometimes I'm wearing my hiking shoes, and I don't need a lace this big, but I could run this through my hiking shoes and then cut it and for whatever need. You could even use this for making a bullet drill if you wanted to, because these are extreme shoelaces, basically. I mean, it really takes a lot to break these. But I do carry an extra set of those. This here is triple antibiotic. It comes in little packages like this. So, again, you can get really, really light if you have to. Now, can you imagine you're out in the wilderness, you drink some bad water for some reason, your filter wasn't working right or whatever, and all of a sudden, you're throwing up, you've got diarrhea. I mean, you're in a lot of pain. You're going to be laying there beside your tent, and you're going to be, is this ever going to end? Having anti-diarrhea is going to save your life by taking some anti-diarrhea pills, and you can prevent that from happening. And now if you can get up and have enough energy to start walking out, then you can get yourself back home. I carry a set of nail clippers. I carry a smaller set of tweezers. I carry a light. I carry Gold Bond powder in case I need it. I really, really do concentrate on my feet extensively, and concentrate on Luna's feet, my German Shepherd. Those are my number one priorities. Now, the legal tape, I love this stuff because, and it is a big roll, but I mean, I can wrap this around my feet, I can wrap this around my arm, I could wrap this around anything, and over and over and over, and I don't have to tie anything. It sticks like glue. It's just some amazing stuff. This here is a tourniquet. I don't always carry that. It depends on the situation. But I do have a couple of those. And other than that, from what I'm seeing, I guess that pretty much covers it. These little packages, you can get them on Amazon everywhere. I'm not even going to link this stuff up, guys. I did do a video on this tick kit. Search my channel, find it. But everything is kept in small tubes like the Vaseline. Vaseline is gold. Okay, when the side of your legs get raw from walking and start to turn red, that's very painful too. You take some Vaseline, you rub it on the inside of your legs, and now that removes that pain and prevents that from happening. You have a couple options. One, make it slippery. Two, cover it up. And basically that's what you're doing. So, and the whole idea is when something happens to your body, whether it's a cut, whether it's a blister, an infection, anything, you want to keep it clean. And there's no magical cure out there that you can take that's going to heal you from something within a couple days. If you wanted to, you could put some vitamin C in with this. You could double up on your vitamin C in the morning and night, and that'll help with the healing process. You can speed up the healing a little bit doing that. But other than that, the whole objective here is it's going to take time. You got a blister, it's going to take a week. It's going to take a week to heal up. And all you can do is protect that blister. You can get blisters on your hands. You can prevent that by wearing gloves. But you've got a few things you got to be careful of. And you could be, if you think you've gotten into, say, poison oak, poison ivy, I've done that before. If you take a washcloth and you wipe yourself down really good with some soap and water, you may prevent yourself from actually breaking out with that if you do it within like an 8-hour period. So, and that's the biggest thing. It's about paying attention to your body. Don't ignore things. I mean, when people get a tick on them, you should be checking yourself for ticks every 6 hours, especially if you're walking through long grass because the ticks sit on them. If you feel an itch on your body, do not scratch it. Actually go down with your finger and rub it a little bit. And if you feel a bump, you're going to know you got a tick there. It's time to address that situation. I carry a compass that has a mirror on it, so it allows me to look in places you normally can't see. But it's a pretty extensive kit, and it probably weighs a little bit. But like I said, most Appalachian trail hikers do not carry this much. I do because, I've been hiking for 40 years or not more. I mean, and every time a little situation came up, I just wanted to take care of it. And that was the biggest thing. And keeping that wound clean, that is the most important. I can't stress that enough, is keeping it clean and covered. And that's what you want to do. So maybe you can get some ideas from this, but this is my intense medical kit. If I haven't mentioned something that you can think of, let me know. If it's not too heavy, I might add it to my kit. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.